Saludos a todos, bienvenidos a Rebachol, bienvenidos a Disco Elysium una vez más. Continuamos con las aventuras de King y Hardie en Martínez, completando las misiones secundarias, por así decirlo. Y ahora estamos frente al apartamento número 20 para dar las malas noticias a la señora sobre su marido, que encontramos muerto allá en la costa. Ya identificamos el cadáver todo, así que pues procedemos a informarlo.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup à l'oignon. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Un momento, King. ¿Deberíamos hablar de esto antes de seguir? ¿Qué nos vamos a encontrar?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
¿Algún consejo sobre cómo decirle que su marido está fiambre?
Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Pues ser trayente de malas noticias nunca es fácil. ¿Y qué pasa si no quiero hacerlo?
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
Vale, creo que estoy listo.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Toc toc.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
¿Vive aquí Mille Mayan? Somos la policía. Por favor, abra la puerta.
The police. A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
Ok, pantalla de carga. Y chicos, acá ahorita estoy haciendo la grabación después de haber subido el episodio de Mahoka con Toru Mayutsu. Ha sido una vaina traducir todo eso, 1 hora y tantos. Espero que me lo agradezcan y que alguien me soporte con el coffee, porque si no el que durará va a tardar aún más. Pero como nadie me soportó con el coffee en todo el mes de agosto, tendré que me tomaré más tiempo para hacerlo, pues. Oh my god. No te precipites, sé respetuoso, explora el apartamento con calma. Una regla dibujada con tiza para registrar el crecimiento de los niños a lo largo de los años. Ok. Un paquete vacío de cigarrillos Rey Astra escondido bajo la cama. El mismo tipo de marca que encontré en el cuerpo. Paquete de macarrones de ayuda humanitaria. Ventanas cubiertas con lecturas de periódicos. Disculpe, señora, déjeme revisar. Es que no se pueden permitir cortinas acá. Están usando papeles en vez de cortinas. A su madre. Algunas sombras calientes sobre los fogones. Aquí huele a trigo, azafrán, cebollas. Ya esta es la tercera vez. Un ratito, aguante, espéreme. Un extra de instituto, matemáticas, básicamente cuarto a los chicos. La hora, la extraña alegría. Pósteres de pop. Ya esta es la 4ª vez, ahora sí, disculpe por eso te espera, señora.
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
No, estoy bien, gracias, señora.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what. No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it?
Ay, señora, no me lo haga difícil, por favor. Por favor, déjame que hable.
Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
Dios mío.
It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight away, without stalling.
Si se lo digo de frente, será más fácil. Si se lo digo de frente, será más fácil. De verdad, si empiezo a preguntar, ¿va a tardar? Es eso, el umbral del dolor me está aconsejando que si lo digo de frente, o sea, con el 72%, es la probabilidad más alta, porque si le empiezo a preguntar otras cosas, la probabilidad va a descender. ¿Qué hacemos? Le pregunto, ¿ustedes qué harían? Si tú tuvieras que decirle que tu amigo, un amigo tuyo, un pariente tuyo, de algún familiar ha muerto a otro, ¿cómo se lo dices? Sin tapujos. O bueno, capaz porque no sientes familiar con ellos. Yo tampoco siento familiar con esa persona. Pero es que esta señora le tiene bastante aspecto cariño a su esposo, pues. O sea, aún si bebe, aún si todo, por su reacción y su manera, todo lo dice. O sea, mira nomás la tarjeta de biblioteca, como la compartían los dos, pues, o sea, de pareja. En las parejas casi compartir algo, pucha. Bueno. Empatía. Empatía. Please. Que tenga algo bueno en empatía. Ay, una desventaja por ideas. ¿Qué idea me baja de empatía? Yo me la quito ahorita. Me importa un pepino. ¿Cómo cargar impuestos? Me lo olvido. Sí, me lo olvido. Me pondré otra. Ya. Con esto debe ser suficiente. Vamos.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Y si digo que está muerto y punto. No, tampoco. Hay que ser caballerosos, cortés y directos. Vamos, Harry. Siento mucho darle esta noticia, pero hemos hallado muerto a su marido Víctor, Mellén, en el paso marítimo Martínez.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Su marido Víctor Mellén ha fallecido. Lo acompaño en el sentimiento, señora.
Oh.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh. But he was just...
Ay, Dios mío. Miren, que no, es que digan, por ejemplo, que describa que se toca el cuello sus ojos con sus ojos blancos como perlas con agua en agua de mar. O sea, que lo describan lo hace mucho más doloroso.
But he was just here, alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
Todavía es pronto. Fue un accidente. No, ya hemos identificado bastante y racionado demasiado. Estamos seguros que fue un accidente. Se cayó por un agujero en el paseo marítimo y se golpeó la cabeza.
Was he drunk?
Ay, Dios mío. Si le digo que está borracho y él va a sentir cólera y odio contra esto en vez de, bueno, pena. Va a ser un sentimiento combinado. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Cómo le digo? ¿Alcohol? ¿Pudo? No sé. ¿O sí? Si digo pudo, ella va a decir, sí, esto ha sido entonces. Pero ella está pensando en algo. Pero si está pensando en algo, creo que entonces no importa lo que diga, pues. Sí, el acudo pudo haber sido la causa. No le mentiré. O bueno, no le mentiré del todo.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
Ay, Dios mío. No es demasiado.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress. The handkerchief.
Dale el pañuelo de... Dale el pañuelo del teniente sin decir nada.
A small, terrified smile quivers on her face as she takes the handkerchief and wipes away the tears. She looks disoriented.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid.
No me digas.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, mejor tómese un día para recuperarse. Será más fácil decírselo mañana cuando vuelvan a casa.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
Sí, tomar decisiones cuando estás tan chocado no es, no es la mejor de las cosas. Nunca hagan eso. Si reciben tan así en un estado catastrófico emocional, nunca tomen decisiones, chicos. Importantes, mucho menos. Primero, cálmense, duerman, no sé, tomen agua, respiren hondo, tranquilícense, enfóquense en tranquilizarse y después de eso ya tomen las decisiones que necesitan.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
De verdad que lo siento mucho, señora.
We should step outside and talk.
Dejar el carnet de la biblioteca y salir. Ay, Dios mío. Estas con las llevaderas de luto no son fáciles. Ya sea si eres persona normal o psicólogo o psicólogo especializado en luto. Que sí haya. Hay personas que no pueden olvidar estos temas del amor, ya sea amor, penas, todo eso por mucho tiempo. Y necesitan andar en un psicólogo especializado. No es que vayas a cualquier psicólogo, ya está. A ver, Kim.
You did well.
No, no podré haber hecho más. ¿Y ahora qué?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased.
¿Y ya está?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
¿Qué pasará con Billy y sus hijas?
They'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live their lives.
Tienes razón. Ambos tienen razón. Pues una cosa menos.
Let's go.
Y empezó a llover. Oye, Dios mío, no pueden ser más. Más oportuno no puede ser el clima y ahora empezó a llover. Ay. Vale, ¿a quién teníamos que preguntar por la palidez? Había una pregunta que hacer sobre la palidez. No me acuerdo de quién tenía que hacerle. Para desbloquear una opción más. Porque si le voy con eso ahorita, con eso, es una tirada imposible. A ver, a ver, a ver, ¿qué significa? Bueno, me he eliminado una idea. Tengo que ponerme ahora otra. No sé cuál. Estará acá mi estimado...
The door is closed again. Nothing. You hear someone inside, walking from room to room.
Se ha vuelto ahí el criptofascista. ¿Qué idea me puedo poner? Wumpy Dumpy. Gente en la ley, vino en la conciencia. Generada de fechas, ¿ya? ¿Por qué no? A ver, a ver, a ver. Con ese, ¿me dices algo tú, nuevo? Ay, Dios mío, barbaridad con este chico. O chica. A ver, a ver, a ver. ¿Qué más?
Just an ordinary wall.
Abstracción, no. Ahora, verdad, cierto, me quedan los chicos de... Como hablé con los chicos de calaveras, o los no calaveras, que son, parece de Cindy la calavera. ¿Ella me dirá algo sobre ellos?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Me he meado y un mundo de mierda te mandan saludos.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
Parece que te tienen en alta estima.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
A ver, las calaveras molan. ¿Puedo ser uno?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
Bien, ¿cómo? Pero...
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though...
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency.
Chungo. Mira, hemos estado todo el episodio anterior hablando de este tema del silencio y ahora vuelve acá. ¿Qué pasa con este tema del silencio?
This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
What is it with these skulls and cooperation? They have to be the nicest violent street gang in Rivershore West.
A ver,
I
vamos
don't
a...
believe.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
Creo que te tenía miedo.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Las calaveras son estúpidas. ¿Qué intentas conseguir?
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, this place is a...
What is it with these skulls and cooperation?
Vale, entonces ella no nos dice sobre el silencio. Pero igual. A ver, entonces, ¿quién? ¿Quién más sabe de nosotros qué información que si no la estimada Clashly?
You're back. Good.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
Me vendría bien un abrigo similar, la lluvia me está calando.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Ay, Dios mío. No, tampoco es este. Gracias, es todo. Que no me dan el chaleco, que no me dan el otro, no. Decídanse. Bueno, ya terminamos con el cadáver. Ah, cierto, tenemos que llamar el muerto. Tenemos que llamar. Oh. Tenemos que llamar para que vayan a recoger el cadáver. Ya nos habíamos olvidado de eso. La tirada de manipulación ya está. Si no habla de comiso ranch. Ah, cierto. Debo revisar los papeles para la firma del esto. Ya ahora que está aquí acá, puedo hacer eso ahora. Los papeles de la firma de Miss Claire. Esta es una super misión que estaba olvidando. Un sobre blanco con un sello en la esquina superior derecha que se te ha entregado Everclear. En el interior hay unos documentos legales con 2 nombres impresos: Isabel Sadie y Lilian Carter. Se requieren ambas firmas.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Mirar el plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
¿Qué opinas tú?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
A ver, lógica. Necesitamos lógica. Vamos a ponernos un poco de lógica. Bien. Tengo +1 con lógica, con lo que llevo puesto ahorita. Acá está. Otro con lógica, ya voy 2. Tenía unas gafas, creo que con lógica. No, esta es enciclopedia. No, este quita. Otro. 3. Compostura, no. Uy, verdad, nos falta. Ahí está. Ahora tenemos +4. Muy bien. Ay, caramba, ¿qué estoy haciendo?
You take the legal documents out of the
92%.
envelope.
Por algún
There is
fallo del
no
documento.
loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
¿Qué son estas ramificaciones?
Once the construction starts, it will probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Mira, King, esa gente tendría que marcharse a sus hogares. ¿No podemos hacer nada por ellos?
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Ay, carambas. Entonces, nos están viendo acá. Bueno, estamos en pleno... Tenemos que irnos lejos. O podemos buscar a alguien para que firme los documentos, según King. A ver, ¿qué otras personas tenemos? Martínez no puede ser, porque Martínez maneja el sindicato. Entonces tiene que ser Allí de la iglesia. Ah, verdad, los borrachos. El trío de borrachos. ¿Cómo no me olvidé de ellos? No le harán. Capaz le hacen un favor a Tequila Sunset.
Tequila Sunset.
Espiral de infortunios. ¿Podrías firmar este documento?
What's it about? I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. Anyone's got a pen? The pro's gonna do it.
Usa este bolígrafo.
All right.
Necesito al menos 2 firmas.
Hey, Abs. Hey, Abs.
The man mumbles incoherently.
Hey. Goddamn Abigail is here. Wake up. Wake up.
No creo que pueda ayudar está ido.
I'll be damned. That's what we have Rosemary for. You can help, right?
Sure, I can fucking help. You need a signature. I got you a signature.
Vale. No llames a mi guy.
Not exactly an expert forgery. Don't call Abigail. Would have signed something more like, don't call earlier.
¿Me devuelves el bolígrafo?
Fucking cops, man. Always hassling the poor folk. You
Lo voy a
know what?
necesitar hoy.
I'm keeping the pen, and that's the end of it.
Oye.
No, that was my favorite thing of all the things you have. My favorite is the gun he lost.
Ay, la pistola. No me hagas recordar de la pistola. Le has hecho un gran servicio a la comunidad. Ya está.
Glad to have been of assistance. After all this time, I feel like I've made a difference.
Feels like a 1,000 fucking real, man. Doing good.
The incapacitated drunk lay there snoring like an ancient rusting tractor.
Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Should we go and mail these? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Buen buzón, plaza, lo pillo. Ahora para allá. Tengo que regresar al camino. Para teletransportarnos tenemos que estar en el camino, básicamente. Ese es el chiste. Regresemos al esto. Y ya está. El bonito
The
buzón.
dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Echar el buzón sobre el sobre.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's going to play you somehow.
No, sí, seguro.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Tenemos que decirlo ahorita, entonces. No podemos esperar ningún día más. Todo está en stand-by hasta que hablemos con Edward. Es en por qué. Y no hay viaje rápido hasta allá. Es la pateada más rápida, más larga de todas. ¿Qué nos queda más? ¿Cronométrico? Ya me borré esa vaina de la teoría racial porque en verdad me parecía una tontería. A ver. Oh, sí, teníamos este tema de la llamada. Ah, ¿y esto? Una enorme silueta atrás. Marca. Este seguramente sea el asiento de Edward. Sí, debe ser el sitio de Edward cuando hay reuniones acá.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Ay, por favor, no llames de nuevo a la chica. Ya no la llame, déjala ahí en su rollo. Vamos, a ver, marca un número.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993.
Hoy no creo que ese es el número.
Calling. Calling. Still calling.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
¿Dónde ha llamado?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
No me refiero a qué significa ese lugar para mí. A eso me refiero. ¿Me conoces?
No.
No me refiero a qué significa ya.
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
¿Por qué te he llamado?
Maybe you call to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Mi nombre es Hardie de Baus. ¿Te suena algo mi nombre?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
¿Qué clase de película es?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia. No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Main.
On the corner of Voyager and Main, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman, tiny heels, tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed, with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up. Suddenly, you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
¿Quién? Digo esto, Harry. Lo siento. Es que ha sido una mierda de verdad. Todo. Es por eso que no lo aceptas, porque piensas que todo eso que has pasado ha sido malo y es por eso que no lo aceptes, por eso que te cuesta tanto aceptar esta vaina. Eso es todo. Colgamos.
The payphone hangs mutely on.
Sí, no hay nada más. Continuemos.
Ya,
carambas, continuemos. Harry, es por eso que te cuesta tanto superarlo. O sea, usualmente cuando terminas la pareja y todo, una ya se pone a pensar, ya bueno, tuvimos algo, buenos momentos, puntos, ya, y o sea, te quedas con algo de eso y pasas adelante. Pero como te estás negando tanto, te estás encabezando tanto en que todo ha sido malo, por eso te cuesta superarlo, pues. Tú piensas que todo ha sido, pues así. ¿Cómo no vas a aceptar mi nombre, chico? Y este container.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
¿Qué tal con retórico? ¿Cuánto tengo con retórico? Nada. ¿Cuántos va a ser retórico? Nada. Ajá, ajá, ajá. Nada, 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 nada. Todo baja más bien. Nada.
You're back before the cargo container. And
No, nada, es imposible. 8% muy bajo. Si pasan más días y esta cosa sube su probabilidad, pues intentaré. Ah, Leo. ¿Me saldrá algo nuevo?
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before.
¿Dónde está metido
Oh,
esto?
most of the guys we're on a strike.
So no one is...
Not everyone, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everett sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
¿En qué clase de pelea de borrachos?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. Him and his boys stirred up something in town.
don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
¿Pero qué es lo que hicieron exactamente?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this under Hardie's.
Venga, Leo, cuéntale lo que te metiste en esa pelea que te metiste.
I remember I was the run, but Mr. Everett.
Ya,
You're never getting anything useful out of him. It's good enough you found out Everard has a brother called Edgar, and he helped Leo.
vamos
Yes,
aquí.
yes.
Ya, sí,
I'm
ya.
like Mr.
Ya.
Actually,
Ya.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
a real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars, my missus. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
¿Quién es esta Miss Beaufort?
oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Así que Lizzie se llamaba la jardinera se llamaba Lizzie.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real, if me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Entonces es la mediadora del sindicato, la jardinera.
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip, too.
Ya. Bueno, por lo menos sacamos el nombre de la jardinera. Lizzie. Dejé estar acá ahora, pues luego de que les rompimos la fiesta, le acabamos la fiesta de ellos. Supongo que ya estará junto con Claro. ¿Qué les estará diciendo ahora? Le dijeron los chicos están por su cuenta. Ya no quieren que los apoye. No, parece que no está acá ella. ¿Qué pasó? ¿No es una caña de pescar? No. ¿Qué? ¿Qué estabas viendo, mi estimado ojo? Ah, su muleta.
Mr. Dubois, every worker for himself, right? What can I do for you today?
Está hecho. He enviado por correo las firmas que me pidió.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and I feel I can finally trust you now.
Sí, claro.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
Ya, háblame de mi arma.
Judging from how happy he is, it looks like you did it. He doesn't appear to suspect trickery.
Tendremos su confianza hasta que le reporten que las firmas que le enviamos eran falsas. Por lo menos aprovechemos.
Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Respecto a las firmas que conseguí, sé que planeas echarla con el ruido de la construcción.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, if the construction noise and limited street access makes some people consider moving, well, let's just say there'll be freshly renovated buildings near the roundabout where those poor people can finally enjoy a significant uptick in quality of life. I'm talking real affordable workers' palaces.
¿Es eso o vas a usar a tus delincuentes acá, bravucones, a mover esa gente a la fuerza?
He proudly spreads his hands to demonstrate the size of the palaces. They're very large.
So the village is doomed.
You were there, you saw the place, a wasteland, there's nothing left. But mark my words, officers, we are going to reset it. Reset. I have big plans for Martinez, and they do not include humans living in those pig sheds on the coast. That land will be used for municipal buildings and commerce.
¿Quieres hacer un plan sin haber escuchado a la gente a la que quieres ayudar? ¿No es eso y acaso en tu sindicato las condiciones que le estás poniendo a Will Pines no es que propones que cada uno de los trabajadores tenga que tener acceso al voto para las acciones de la directiva? No, tú no aplicas lo que predicas entonces, menudo sindicalista de miércoles. ¿Qué quieres decir?
Harry, imagine a youth center supermarket church complex, employing hundreds, no, thousands of people. The coast will be lit up with enterprise and life. All those ruins out there turned into low-income housing. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on.
Un centro juvenil, supermercado, iglesia. ¿De verdad crees que me voy a tragar eso?
Yes, I do. I got the center, I got room for a retail complex, and in 4 years, I'll get the church too. The wheels are already turning, Harry. The wheels of progress. This post-war limbo, I won't stand for it. There are kids practically playing with their own feces out there. It cannot go on.
The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that.
Pero espera, ¿vas a alzar una estatua tuya?
I'm not a symbolist, Harry. I'm a realist. My statue will be Martinez rebuilt. 5-story building complexes, workers on welfare, and landowners in Azon hating me. That will be my statue. And yours. We're doing this together.
You would look nice as a statue.
Parece que Joyce tenía razón cuando dijo que estabas tramando algo.
Damn right I am, Harry. I'm gonna make the working man as rich as she is one day. That's my job. Just like yours is to keep the peace.
¿Has dado tú la orden de asesinar a la víctima?
Order it. You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that.
¿Qué ganas con el muerto?
Why, a war, of course.
Sí, ahí está tu oportunista de siempre.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
Son militares entrenados, ¿sabes? ¿No te preocupan tus hombres?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men.
Sabes, hay un problema, no sé, que había escuchado un comentario político que decía que cuando una vez que empiezas a contar a las personas como números solamente, ya estás empezando a pensar como un político corrupto. No, político, ¿cómo era la palabra? Como un tirano.
The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
¿Qué relación guarda esto con la huelga?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
¿Qué?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Ah, ya. Pero, ¿por qué me cuentas tus planes?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start.
Veamos esa ventaja.
It's already happening.
¿Quién mató al ahorcado entonces?
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Everard Clare. Couldn't have done it without him.
He really doesn't know.
De verdad no lo sabe. Yo esperaba algún giro que él, como digamos, de que él había enviado a un asesino o algo así para provocar este conflicto. Porque los chicos de Hardie no fue Classy. Así que esperaba que bueno fuera un asesino que le envió un sniper, no sé. O bueno, no es necesario que sea un sniper, pero para que sea un rifle así. Era mi último, pues mi opción, estimado Edward. Pero ahora no tengo nadie. No se me ocurre nadie. ¿Quién pudo haberlo matado?
A guy, huh?
¿Cómo sabes que es un él, verdad?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist. Truth is, I simply don't know.
He really doesn't.
¿Quiénes sois en el sindicato?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol.
Y después del tiroteo serán 1,500. Ay.
And they're all well motivated, at least the ones you've seen.
¿Cuándo vas a fundar tu nuevo e independiente puerto?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
No creo que albergues esperanza de continuar como está ahora. Los clientes huirán de bandada.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
That's drugs.
Sí, las drogas. Cualquier empresario de mala muerte vendría a esto,
Drug trafficking.
básicamente.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samaran Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it.
Los traficantes de drogas van a usar este puerto, básicamente.
All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
Pero eso es solamente la punta del iceberg, ¿no?
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
Desconozco los términos.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
Como Kuno y Koniase.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
Tú no has caminado por las calles de Martínez, así que no tienes ni maldita idea. Maldito.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
¿Te ayuda Ruby a asegurar tan magnífica cuota?
Harry, if I was supplying raw materials to drug manufacturers, I would need an army of rubies.
Understood.
Considerando que Ruby maneja bien la red con los chicos de Hardie y todo, no me sorprendería. Tiene sentido regular el comercio de droga de tal manera. Mantiene los... No. He de admitir que es un plan bien hilvanado, bastante impropio de ti.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their trust in me. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez.
Aún así sería ilegal.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth, and everyone's gonna pull their weight.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
Bueno, si tiene la palabra incorporada, entonces me gusta la pela. Muy ambicioso, me encanta el orgasmo. No percibo mucho razón en todo esto. Danny Reyes. Déjate de panorama general. Céntrate en el tráfico de drogas que casi admites.
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering?
Si te soy sincero, no soy de quien para juzgar o expresar mi opinión al respecto.
Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinez.
¿Te puedo preguntar por algunos miembros específicos del sindicato?
We're way past specific union members now. This is the big time. We're talking about the future of Revachol here, Harry. You can bother Leonard with that. He loves to run his mouth on such matters. But I'm in big-time mode, Harry.
There's something different about him now. He's more vibrant, more alive in his big-time mode.
Maldito Claire, se siente que ya ha ganado ya. Lo que me molesta. Porque o sea, el incidente del esto puede que estallen en cualquier momento. Los mercenarios contra los chicos de Hardie. O toda esa gente que está ahí. ¿Me puedes dar ya mi arma?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
Serás cabrón.
Your gun is with an old woman. I hear she's a character, so watch out.
¿Una mujer mayor?
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
¿La dama del volante? Entonces la tiene la mujer que se la compró a Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
¿Luciéndola con gente alrededor?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
¿Quién es esta mujer mayor?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
Entonces no es la dama del volante. Porque si es anciana no coincidiría con el perfil de los chicos de Hardie.
There it is again. The Pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
La pasma.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
Ay, King, ¿cómo te va a parecer eso chistoso? Bueno, vamos a concertar con ella. ¿Cómo la encuentro?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
Pero si ayer he estado caminando ahí todas esas horas por allá. Bueno.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Eso es todo por ahora. Yo no quiero volver a hablar contigo nunca, sinceramente.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinez and Jamrock today. We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Debaurs.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Ya está. Terminamos con este maldito. Dudo que tal vez para el final del juego pues lo haremos con él una última vez, pero por ahora creo que ya terminamos. Espera, ¿tengo pantalones puestos? No, tengo pantalones puestos. Ups. Lo siento. Estaba conversando con él sin los pantalones. ¿Desde cuándo? Ah, desde la parte de... ¿Cuándo fue la última que me cambié de ropa? Ya me olvidé yo. Ahora, ¿con quién hablaré? Que estamos ahora por acá, podemos hablar con 2 personas más. El mañana y Cranométrico. Ahora recordar 10 para la noche hoy día. acá. Caramba. A quien tengo que informar todo esto es a Classy. Definitivamente tengo que decírselo. Ella, desde su posición, creo que ella puede hacer algo contra Claire. Por lo menos. Pero ya, eso queda ese punto y también queda el punto de las fotos. El único mercenario que hemos encontrado hasta ahora, o sea, al aire, es este sujeto que está con los esquivadores. Ah, me salté esto. Ahí tendremos que mostrarle la foto de los tatuajes, pero Clashy me dijo que no lo haga bajo ningún motivo, ya que él puede reaccionar bastante mal. Probemos a hacer eso, pero considerando que va a ser peligroso, voy a grabar el juego, por supuesto. Y andar con la armadura también. A ver, cronométrico, algo nuevo.
The unpromising race pupil return.
Ah, ni de patadas voy a escuchar todo su esto de la ley. Está bien loco. Neon si me dan puntos nuevos. O sea, eso. ¿Qué es esto? Himnogana. Objeto curativo himnogana. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Dónde estaba esa vaina? ¿Qué fue eso? Bueno, ya está. Ah, no se ha curado.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I
Oye,
help
¿sabes
you?
algo de los chicos de Hardie?
Los Hardies? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes
Ya,
with the
saltémonos un poco
responsibility.
porque ya esa información la sabemos.
They're sort of like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Ah, déjalo pasar.
The man whispers a jaunt.
Vale, vale. Nada más. Ojalá esa escalera esté tan difícil en este juego. Ya no sé si grabemos un segundo. Tenemos que ponernos algo en la mano, no sé. Autoridad. A ver qué nos ponemos. No, dice corto, no. Tenemos los guantes, los zapatos, el esto, nos falta el casco, maldita sea. ¿Qué más podemos poner para hablar contra este sujeto? Lógica no. Empatía.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Creo que podrías ayudarme a disfrazarme un tatuaje.
Don't think so. Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Estamos investigando un asesinato. El cuerpo de la víctima estaba tatuado.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. It's hard as a stone, but beneath it.
No quería decirle tu coronel porque... Uy, ya eso es para poner brasas en el fuego.
You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
¿Paletos?
Yeah.
¿Sabrías explicarme qué significa el tatuaje?
What it means. I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Claro, ¿por qué no?
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
No me interrumpieron. Vamos.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
No decían nada.
She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body.
Vale, suficiente.
Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Something stirs in your stomach. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's...
En realidad no eres el líder Esquirol, ¿verdad?
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off.
He's under orders. And orders are orders.
¿Estabas allí?
No, I was somewhere else. That's just a guess as to what this one little star on his belly might mean. I'm just a bouncer.
En la guerra sucede mal. Mal.
You bet it was.
¿Qué es el mal?
It's just nature. This guy used to say evil is when nature and spirit meet in the wrong place.
Aún así no te da ganas. No tienes la necesidad de hacer el mal. No deberías, pero bueno, él lo hizo. Puedes quedártela. ¿Me la puedes volver?
Go ahead. All right now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
Pensándolo bien, no siento pena por esa muerte. Que haya muerto de esa manera, tal vez creo que ha sido simplemente, como dice el dicho, la manera en cómo mueres decide cómo has vivido. ¿Qué iba a ser? Ah, clases, ¿verdad? No, Joyce. Tenemos que reportarle todo esto. ¿Cuántas estrellas tiene ese maldito cadáver? ¿Cuántos chicos se hicieron a todo el maldito? Crímenes de guerra, ¿no? Dudo que este video me lo deje poner YouTube o si a menos que no sea más rato. En el 18.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Estaba hablando uno con Edward.
Oh.
El señor Reba me estaba ayudando a encontrar mi arma. No. Me pidió que abriera una puerta.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, una puerta de verdad, la puerta de la casa de alguien.
Oh my. A real door.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
Tenía que hacerse, tenía información que acabo resultó útil para el caso.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing.
This seems serious.
I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Esto es más bien lo que podemos ver. Edward dice que Willie Pine incendió mercenarios tras el sindicato y ahora uno está muerto. El ala militante del sindicato organizó el linchamiento. Edward pidió al militante del sindicato que cooperara plenamente con la investigación. Pero obviamente eso no fue cierto. ¿Qué le podemos decir? La segunda.
Misinformation. This is all because we haven't shared information on the lynching yet. See? Already the adversary uses it to their advantage. Don't let him. Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're finished at the traffic jam, I will gladly tell you the company's side of the story.
She must really want you to look into the drugs. Otherwise, she'd tell you. She was worried for a moment that she's overplayed her hand by not sharing info sooner. Then she settles down, curious to hear more.
El ala militante del sindicato organizó el linchamiento.
Yes, that's the talk about town. The Hardie boys, they're called. Find the name rather amusing, honestly.
Aún así pidió que cooperaran con la investigación.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am, I'm afraid we can't discuss the specifics of an ongoing investigation with you.
That is only fair.
Tengo razones para creer que el linchamiento fue un encubrimiento. He hecho todo lo que puedo.
Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else?
Es todo lo que tengo que decir.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about.
El dinero que me entregó haría que las cosas volvieran extrañas si compartiera información, quiero decir.
Weird? Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see. Which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between friends.
The lieutenant might have, but I don't remember you logging anything as anything, Harry.
Vale, prefiero hablar de otra cosa.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
Hablemos sobre la realidad.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Dolores Day. ¿Qué es? Esta es la pregunta. Pero abstracción lo tengo bajísimo. 3%. Es imposible que pueda responder eso con la abstracción que tengo. Y el otro es esto. Espíritu de corpse. Espíritu de corpse. Le subiría un puntito, pues. Ya, voy a tratar de las dos cosas, Spiritual Corpse y la esto, pero por ahora.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Spiritual Corpse y atracción. Ay. Sí, ya sé que me estoy poniendo el mismo. Solo puedo poner. Ya, primero hagamos la de Spiritual Corpse, ¿ya? Esperemos un segundo porque tampoco no puedo estar tirando tantos puntos en todo.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Hablemos sobre la habilidad.
More lessons in basic reality?
2%. ¿Qué es?
My favorite part of the
Pensar en
day.
algo cercano a ti.
Go ahead. Ask me anything.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something. A strange coldness comes over you as you
Problemas.
look at.
Cargar partida. Ay, por Dios.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Es 72%, por el amor de Dios. No puede. No puede ser. Dame un buen tiro por una vez. Si no, voy a cortar el video y editar esta parte. No tengo tantos puntos para regalar. Ay. Pero es para resolver el tema de Dolores Day. El misterio de Dolores Ley. Creo que está relacionado con el tema de los 2 milímetros. Esa vaina. ¿Qué es esta vaina?
Why does art inspire you so much?
¿A qué viene eso? No me inspira. ¿Qué te refieres?
Is it, yet your eye constantly seeks out the most critical side of any aesthetic confrontation. You follow the expressions of imagination and technical skill with curiosity. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
¿Encajaría en el mundo del arte yo?
Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes. Perhaps you should try to write poetry someday, and critique architecture.
Quieto parado. ¿La arquitectura también es arte?
Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
Sé que llevo un tiempo sintiéndome un tanto crítico.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Bueno, si un 50 de crítico de arte es lo que se necesita para liberarme de este tedio de rutina, que así sea.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists, and go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to.
Y esta idea que me da. Graduado en arte, percepción menos. Lo investigaré después. Ahora
You're back.
probemos de nuevo.
Good.
Realidad.
What, more lessons in basic
Physical.
reality?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?"
Perdón, what?
"Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. "We always do."
¿Qué soy yo?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
¿La milicia ciudadana de Rebachol?
Preciso mundo.
Bien, ¿qué es la milicia ciudadana Rebacholo?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
¿De verdad?
We are.
¿Ha dicho de facto?
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
¿A qué se refiere?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
Así que básicamente soy uno de los buenos.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
¿Por qué?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
Ah, sí, Roy nos contó de esa vaina.
They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
No voy a decir nada.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
¿Quiere la MCR? Recordarlo un poquito.
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of...
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens.
De facto,
Yes, that means,
Yeah.
permit me to... And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic
Atracción
terms
3%.
of reality,
Guácatela.
well, I am here to help.
¿Tan bajo es esto? Es imposible, menos 20
Glad
puntos.
to have been of assistance.
Ya, voy a tratar de poner una extracción. Capaz sube con algo.
You're
Si
back.
me sube el 6%,
Good.
ya.
What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
No, no sube
My
nada.
favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Ya, ¿qué es? Lo que sea.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop
imposible.
slowly.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Es imposible. Netamente es imposible. Menos 20 puntos, o sea, necesito sacar, subirle 5 puntos más mínimo. Eso y ponerme a conseguir más ítems. Bueno, terminamos con este. Terminamos con la iglesia. Revisaré la extracción que más nos da. Nos quedaba el tema de la manipulación de esta chiquita. Ya lo cumplimos, ¿no? A ver. Artesanado, ya está. Anete, manipulación normal. Las que están en blanco se ponen tal. No está en blanco, así que no lo puedo hacer. Ajá. Podemos llamar algo para obtener información.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
No, eso está.
57.
In the cabin, you see a set of
Ya, dejémoslo ahí nomás. Vale. Pues nos queda Miss Orange. Miss Orange o Titus. Ah, cierto, Titus. Tenemos para que nos diga la ubicación de Rubí. Esa es la misión principal. Encontrar a Rubí y identificar las zonas del disparo. Llevamos 2 lugares. Nos falta uno más, pero ese está muy al norte o oeste para eso. ¿Qué más? Ya no está la jardinera por acá. A ver, se habrá ido y todo. A ver, Hardie.
It's you again. What is it?
Lógica. Pues tener una teoría sólida sobre por qué podría haber sido Rubí.
Nothing is happening. The pieces are there. Sorry, you're not coming. There we go. Blissful idiot. Say something.
¿Por qué? Era un 72%, maldita sea. Yo ya no tengo puntos extras para estar desperdiciando por el camino ya. Tengo bastantes tiros cruciales que tengo que tirar para ganar. En las primeras misiones, si fallaba, me daba igual y seguía la ruta B. Pero ya quienes estamos casi pasando más de la mitad del juego ya, en las principales no se pueden fallar. Lógica. Esas gafas que tenía me bajaban lógica, no puede ser. Ya, ahí debe ser 92%.
It's you again. What is it?
Ya contaste estos 2, Hardie, ya de una vez, suéltalo. 97%, es imposible ya.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
¿Por qué estás tan seguro que Ruby no se la cargó?
Because she was here, all night, with us.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
¿No fue ni siquiera al baño?
No.
En todos esos 45 minutos estuvo con vosotros todo el rato.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry. We're not getting into what that operation is again, Cop. And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Tenemos 3 ubicaciones del disparo. La más lejana, la que pudo haber sido en la costa y la que pudo haber sido en la azotea. Hay un pasadizo secreto en la cocina que lleva directamente a la azotea.
Oh.
Sí, a través de lo que parece ser un taller de máquinas de pinball abandonado.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Muy buena, Kim.
Thank you.
The lieutenant is glad he got the floor plan right there.
Desde ahí hay una puerta que conduce directamente a la azotea. Se puede salir afuera.
Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Hemos establecido de una vez por todas que Ruby pudo haber tenido acceso a la azotea desde la que dispararon al hombre. Otro por el tema de que la llave estaba acá. La llave de la azotea estaba acá, en donde ustedes se reúnen. Estaba ahí en la ventana.
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
He analizado la bala que la mató. Era encamisada.
So
it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it?
Sé que un arma difícil de conseguir no significa que no se agencie con una.
Cobb, that's exactly what it means.
That wasn't strong.
Ya he descubierto que Ruby vendía drogas. Se puede dar el caso de que también trate con armas.
God damn, that's just about your favorite topic, isn't it? Every fucking 5 seconds.
Todo cuando digo es que por lo que viste en su cabaña no tendría problema alguno en conseguir un arma.
Trouble. This is Revachol. Even the roidheads in the gym had a carbine. No one has trouble getting a gun. I still never saw her carry one.
He's angry because he knows you're right. What he's saying only confirms your theory.
Esta arma estaba lanzando por Martínez.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
Hay un sótano abajo a la librería. Hay varios allí escondidos.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
That's a goddamn breech loader, too. Find one that works, and you got a military-grade weapon that shoots jacketed ammunition.
He sees it. This is coming together. He must. Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet.
Esta es la bala que lo hizo. La 4.46 milímetros. El bello verde es el mismo calibre.
The blonde man looks at the mushroomed deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4mm too.
Whoa. Well, goddamn. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. You have been thorough. I'll give you that.
Yo no dije que demostraría que ella tenía el arma del crimen. Solo tenemos que encontrarla.
All right. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit curious about some things myself.
T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
La cuestión no es porque la mató, sino porque montó la tapadera.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Puede que simplemente lo hiciera para encubrirse a sí misma, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Grabé, pero ¿cómo hago? Ah, llegaron. Bueno, imaginemos que la mataste. A ver. Shanky. Jin. A ver, Titus, imaginemos que la mataste tú.
You're on thin ice here, asshole.
Ok, no era esa, disculpa.
It's a thought exercise, Titus. Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
¿Preferirías ir a juicio con tus hombres como una parte de un linchamiento popular o tú solo por un asesinato a sangre fría?
Alone. I don't drag my men into shit with me.
If she used us, then that's a serious violation of the Hardie code, boss.
But she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she's skipped town. This is good.
¿Puede que lo matara pensando que así se ganaría un favor? No. Pero ¿con quién se podría ganar un favor? Esa teoría no tiene sentido. No podría, si le pongo eso no va a decir él esto. Claire no le da nada. O sea, si fuera para ganarse un favor de quién, de Edward, no tendría sentido. Es como poner el sindicato contra Edward. Ya que sería muy peligroso. No tendría sentido. Titus, usa la mollera. Las cosas no encajan. Tenemos que hablar con ella.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why?
¿Por qué?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
¿Cuándo se fue? Uf, se estuvo cerca. Por fin sacamos la información para Ruby. ¿Le preguntamos ahora? Sí, no nos solo podemos preguntarle ahora. Es ahora o nunca, chicos. ¿Cuándo se fue?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
¿De qué estaba tan asustada?
I told you. You.
¿De mí a nivel personal?
Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
Lo siento, Dios mío, ¿por qué todo el mundo cuando me ve? El experimento humano. Ni idea de por qué estaba asustada. No soy más que un poli corriente y moliente como cualquiera de los normales.
Sure. Normal. You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
¿Qué más te dijo de mí?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop.
¿Que no me detendría? Pero se había tirado mi carro, el maldito río. Ya había tirado mi arma, mi placa, todo he tirado. ¿Cómo? Y prácticamente estaba gritando a todos los cielos: ¡me voy a matar! O sea, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo voy a pensar que no me detendría?
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other. Open them up. Like can.
Ah, por mi reputación.
And then when they're all empty, just move on to the next can. Don't look back unless there was something you missed.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
¿Eso es cierto, King? ¿Soy un abrelatas?
You are insistent.
King va a ser mi próxima víctima, lo sé. ¿Algo más?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught Pete. But she was too scared.
¿Alguna pista sobre el paradero de Ruby?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
¿Dónde se puede haber ido?
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a Hardie candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
¿La habéis buscado?
A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
Para así ya no buscarla por ahí.
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlog. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Aquí no está. Tendré que hacer una lista de los lugares que no he podido acceder. ¿Alguna indicación para empezar a buscar?
Sure, there's some shithouses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked.
Ah, ya.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man.
¿Alguna idea de qué hace trasteando con las frecuencias ULAN?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
¿Un qué? ¿Palidez? Otra vez esta palabra. Esta palabra la dijo... ¿Se acuerdan de Dolores Day? Estaba ahí esa palabra. Y esa vaina estaba relacionada con el silencio. Sí, menciona el silencio. Ahora, esta palabra está en todos lados. ¿Qué significa?
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a hail something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Hail something.
No es mucho, pero bastará. En marcha.
It'll have to.
Dale un apretón de manos.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
Debería ser polistitu.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks. Then turn.
Bueno. Oh, mira, ahí están los chicos. ¿Y este señor? Perdón. ¿Quién es este señor? Ah, cierto, tengo que reportarle sobre las trampas.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait.
Ah, sí, hablemos con ella primero. Señora Elena.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
A todos los efectos, señora. Ahora también soy un criptozoólogo.
I knew it.
I'm not surprised. It's already getting out of hand.
Well, in that case, sweetie, let me give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special to the cryptozoological community.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
Tengo la colbata laterotirnis. Que quizás pueda convencerla de que nos cuente algo sobre los críptidos morones.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work.
Lena, háblame más de los
and
crípticos.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Vale, ¿quién? Solo un críptico más prometido.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Cryptids. Let's hear about all the interesting cryptids. Ooh, tough choice there.
A ver, ¿qué críptido? ¿Hay un críptido invisible?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Es verdad, King, es algo infantil, pero necesito saberlo.
Okay, I won't spoil your fun. What is the invisible cryptid?
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
¿Y cómo pruebas que existe este animal que sea un sonido?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
A sentir ansiosamente.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest-pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Dejen de mencionar la palabra silencioso y palidez, me está hartando. Ya, wala.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
¿Nombrarlos?
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mama d'Aqua they followed individually.
¿Y podría estar aquí alguno ahora mismo?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
¿Y esto cómo suena?
Like nothing. It's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be any...
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
¿Por qué le damos tanto canguelo al Mama d'Aqua?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
¿Extinción?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aquas.
¿Se anulan entre sí?
And what happened exactly? And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Mama d'Aqua population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Interesante. ¿Y qué hay de...?
What about what?
Creo que eso es todo. Muy educativo, pero me temo que tenemos razones del que hablar.
Of course, dear.
Creo que esto de los críticos lo voy a tener que verlo yo mismo solito porque estoy seguro que creo que a muchos no les va a entender. El de la invisible me llamaba la atención por el tema de la palidez, del sonido y todo eso, pues. Capaz puede ser que lo de estar detectando zona sea un nido de pájaros así, de fásmidos, de sonidos. A ver, hombre, no encontré nada.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
¿Tú que has estado en la costa, has visto alguna pelirroja?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns. The
lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
He revisado todas las trampas.
Good. Okay.
Una de ellas estaba vacía.
Completely empty?
No había nada en la trampa, ni langosta ni fásmidos.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Of course, more clever.
Yes, The Phantasmadea picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure.
Another trip to the reeds.
¡Ey, acá estás, Gary! Eso es exactamente lo que es, que hábil cazador que resulta ser nuestro fasmido.
Of course. Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture, mine stands, okay? Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us.
No estaba siendo sarcástico.
You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
No hay de qué, joder.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened? Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Sí.
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Desarrollar una teoría alternativa sobre las languas desaparecidas. ¿Será necesario? Bueno, vamos allá.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young... You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
Creo que un pequeño gamberro llamado Kuno a robar las langostas.
A little hooligan. But what would a child want with...
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folk.
Delinquents. My favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a...
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty.
After this is your last chance to talk to...
Really, Gary?
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutant... Morel, it's been fun. Really. But I need a bath, and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
Sí, se va corriendo porque tiene miedo de Edward.
No need to apologize, Gary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty
Capaz si
today.
digo esto, Gary se queda más
We're
tiempo.
gonna follow this
¿Se ve
route.
que Gary ocultaba la armadura?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't...
Y por último, Gary. Tú eres el último.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Te has sorprendido al ver a mi colega, el teniente Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next racist will be a really good one?
Sí.
Well, this is that racist.
¿Eres un racista, Gary? ¿Lo eres?
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
El teniente es nativo de Ravachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
¿De verdad tiene que ver un problema que ver las raíces con esto? Has dicho Tú no dices Ravachol, tú dices Ravachol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's a secret rite, a very fringe nationalist handshake. probably.
¿Tú también eres criptozoólogo?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Bueno, eso es todo. Ya vemos porque este es el final del episodio. Ya son 2 horas. Gracias por acompañar. En el próximo episodio hablamos con Miss Orange, con estos 2 policías de acá, y hablamos con Kuno. No pensé que con lo de Edward iba a durar tanto tiempo.